Hello and welcome back to CineMortuary, your fairly frequent or infrequent, depending on when they get edited, podcast about horror sequels and reboots. And this week, we're going to Spain, boys. We're going to Spain.
Oh, we're off on a nice little jolly. Maybe somewhere nice like Madrid or Barcelona.
No, fuck you. We're going to a shitty little ghetto with fireworks.
Sounds fucking shit, mate.
And stray cats and bad films.
Oh, great. Well, I don't want to go now.
Ole.
Ole. Ole.
Yeah, and our film for this week is Return of the Evil Dead, 1973.
Oh, this will be good. Is this a sequel to Sam Raimi's Evil Dead? That'll be really enjoyable.
No.
Your taxi's here.
Yeah. It's not a prequel either, Rob. It's... Yeah.
Tell us what it's all about then, Dave.
What's it all about? Well, it is the sequel to the infinitely better Tombs of the Blind Dead.
Right, okay.
Which, as I mentioned in one episode, was recut for drive-in theatres to be a sequel to Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
I remember you mentioning that.
Yeah, I do remember you mentioning that, yeah.
So Tombs of the Blind Dead is about a group of Templars from, like, 14th century Spain that are doing all this bad shit to try and be immortal. And then the villagers find out what they're doing and burn their eyes out with pokers.
It's a bit harsh.
Yeah. And then they come back from the dead as these blind kind of zombie ghost monks.
Yep.
And the original is fantastically creepy, and it's beautifully shot, and everything's quite interesting. There's a lot of it's kind of the checklist of exploitation cinema from the 70s.
Yep.
Right. Tick. Okay. Sorted.
Yeah, that's early doors, by the way.
Yeah. Implied rape. Yep. Sorted. Too much lingering on the implied rape. Sorted. Yeah. Nice one. Ghost rape. Sorted. Yeah. Could they be lesbian? Yep. Sorted. Nice one. It ticks all that off, but it's also quite a subversive, quite an interesting piece. And someone in America in a drive-in kind of publication studio said, "You know what? They look like dead apes, don't they?" And someone was like, "What do you mean?" Well, let's pretend that this Templar shit isn't in the film, and let's put a bit at the start that says, "What if they were ape Templars and then they burned their eyes out so they couldn't find their bananas?"
It sounds like that might have been an improvement, to be honest with you.
I swear the first film is alright.
Right, okay.
Also, a nice bit of trivia, the design of the creatures inspired Peter Jackson's Nazgul.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, the blind horseman on the back of with the big cloaks. Yeah. Unfortunately, this film is none of those things.
No.
It's a sequel to Tombs of the Blind Dead. And... yeah, shit.
It's a thing that happened.
It is a thing that happened.
Yeah.
I saw this probably... I think I managed to download them all. Obviously, we had a bit of a fucking faff trying to get hold of this film.
Bit of a rigmarole, as my mother would say.
Yes, mate.
I see.
A kerfuffle, as Wilson would say. The DVD box set is about 50 quid from America.
Yes.
The Blu-rays are just out of print and hard to find.
Yes, probably for a reason.
Yep. The VHS is extortionately expensive.
Excuse me, sorry, I just sneezed.
The cheapest way to get it is a sealed Laserdisc.
Of course it is. You and Laserdiscs, eh?
I got 60 copies of it sealed from a bloke in Blackpool. It cost me £3.50 the lot.
It was in Bristol.
Bristol, of course it was. Just a casual 4-hour drive away.
Yeah, and the only version you guys could see was half of it was dubbed in English and half of it was subtitled in Arabic.
Correct.
So I have filled my quota as hipster twat of the podcast.
You have, I'm
done now. I can just be casual from this point on.
To be honest, I think we could just take out the hipster really from that statement.
Yeah, we can. Although saying that, it's so hipster, you have to watch it on Dailymotion, which Dailymotion was only really ever big in like 2008 when it was the only way to watch Monday Night Raw without having Sky Sports. That's how I kept up to date with it at uni.
Just Dailymotion. 9-minute chunks.
I didn't even know Dailymotion was still a thing. I thought it was...
Mate, Ubaum's World's still a thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh dear God.
Fuck me.
Next should be Tommy.
YouTube sites.
Is Newgrounds still a thing?
Oh yeah, Newgrounds is still a thing.
Oh, good to know.
But anyway,
still going. Anyway, yeah.
So this is the film that's not good enough to be on YouTube. Is basically
what Wilson is saying right now. Yeah. I mean, he's fair enough in his assessment, apart from a few fairly good moments.
Yeah.
Were they?
There were some alright moments. If there'd been a good film around those,
I mean, the bar had been set expectation-wise very, very low for this film, to the point where actually it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that.
Yeah, there are 4 of these, by the way, just to let you know.
All right, are the rest of them available on Laserdisc too, Dave? Do you have them?
No, I can't find them.
You can't find them, right?
They're on Betamax.
Hooray.
Yeah. So apologies to you guys. I didn't know it was going to be that hard to find when I dropped the bomb.
Yeah, don't worry, mate.
I thought it was going to be £2.50 CEX, job done.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to be that obscure.
We've all been there. Well, we haven't yet, but I mean, I'm sure we will be at some point.
So I'm looking forward to the 2 listeners for this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even get my mum to listen to your episodes, It's
Really?
like, oh, I want to watch along with them. It's like, nope, sorry, only available on Laserdisc or Smoke Signal.
What's your mum's favourite episode? Just to put us off talking about this film for a little bit longer, what's your mum's favourite episode so far?
Oh, she likes them all.
Ah, of course she does. I bet she can't wait for this one. Bet she's living for Dave's next pick.
I'm not kidding you. I actually mentioned that we're watching this film, and she thinks you and I, Rob, need to have a word with Dave for him to try and pick a more popular films. So people actually listen to play
Be more
podcasts.
populist.
The problem is we are going to run out of popular films very quickly.
Well, you say that, mate, but honestly...
No, give it a year, we'll have run out.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't know about that. We'll see.
You'll have to be quite obscure.
There's another 8 sequels to Friday the 13th alone.
Oh, Jesus, but if you keep doing one of them...
Yeah, mate, you got to do one of them every now and again.
9 Saw sequels, about 1 million Paranormal Activity sequels.
Yeah, not touched Paranormal Activity, have we?
Yeah. Not yet. That's not.
Well, that's going to be a dark day. That's going to be a dark. Anyway, let's talk about the Return of the Evil Dead.
Is this just one page you've got here?
No, it's not. It's 2.
Oh, fucking hell.
2 pages of notes.
My page just smeared in shit.
Oh, well, that's fucking harsh. Well, should we start at the beginning?
Let's start at the beginning.
So the start of this, as far as I'm aware, is we're starting some weird medieval cult type ceremony situation whereby there's a bunch of people with bad facial hair.
Yes. There's a lot of fake tan and black moustaches.
There is, and there's some...
So Newcastle.
So Newcastle, or Hartlepool. So there's some Templars that have been captured. That the suggestion is that they're witches of some kind, or bad men, occultists.
Right. It's explained later on that they brought mysticism back from the East after the Crusades.
Right, got you. And the way to deal with this is to because these cults. Bad Templar men sacrifice a naked woman early doors.
Hack up some bitches early doors.
Got the tick counting in early doors and drank some blood. And then what feels like 0.2 seconds after this occurrence, they get caught.
Absolutely.
And they get their eyes burnt out. It's quite brutal.
We'll show those devils. Move on. Put it there. We'll burn them. Monsters. You'll pay for it. Witch devils. Now you will burn for sacrificing human beings. Down to hell with you.
We're not yet beaten. As you shall see, the Templars shall rise from the dead. We shall destroy this place and everyone that's in it.
Destroy the Templars! You think you'll find your way back without eyes? Kill the assassin! You'll never find your way here. Citizens burn all of their eyes out.
It is quite brutal, yeah.
Quite brutal,
I would like to give a good shout out to the the shop mannequin of a random black guy with googly eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
Who might not be an original member of their order.
Yeah.
Getting his eyes gouged out and just kind of looking at the poker like.
Yeah.
I'd like the shout out of some shots. It's clearly they've just nailed the cloth, the clothing to warm, just burnt that without anyone in.
That's all. Yeah.
Not the first time in the film that they've used pyrotechnics on just some random bits of cloth.
Definitely won't be the last.
No.
We also get immediately introduced to one of my favourite things, and I know one of yours as well, Dave. Very strong pitchfork wielding mob.
It starts off on a mob. This film.
Yeah, we like a pitchfork wielding mob. It actually starts off all action and then sort of goes slightly downhill from there, really.
Yeah, it does. I would like to point out at this point we've already been introduced to our entire voice cast in the dubbed version.
Yes, we have. Yeah.
Famous for if you ever hear the voices, I'm going to edit them into the clip. But the guy who says "I'm going to burn your eyes out" is also the same guy that said "You cannot beat my Wu-Tang sword."
We finally meet. Do you want to take off that ugly mask? Okay. So be it, but we shall soon see who is behind that mask. Chow Liu. Let's deal with him.
Yes, sir.
He's that dude.
He's that dude. He's that dude, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a bit of that shit happening. And then we whiz off to 100 years in the future, I think it is. It's
500.
500 is it? Thank you. A very specific number. And anyway, they're celebrating the shit that just happened.
Yeah.
Which some might say is a little contrived.
Yes.
Well, we say that. We have Guy Fawkes and all that shit, don't we?
We're in York, mate. You can't speak ill of Guy Fawkes, I'm afraid.
When's the 500th anniversary of that? Because I'm not going to be here for that. Definitely not.
Oh, no, it'll be fucking scenes in York, won't it? I don't know when that'll be.
Absolutely. And it'll come back from the dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be contrived.
That'll be contrived, yeah. So we're straight away into this sort of celebration of the events that happened 500 years previously. There's sort of wine and shit like that. There's a bar, there's people milling around. It's all a bit like a 1970s credit card advert.
Yes.
Although I do like, apart from the cars, it looks exactly the same as 500 years before.
Yes.
It's the same set, maybe?
Yeah, could be the same set.
Yeah.
We get introduced to our cast of players early on. The first one we're introduced to is a chap who seems to be handicapped, slightly handicapped.
Yes, the Quasimodo character.
Quasimodo type character. Yeah, exactly.
I wrote that down as well.
Yeah,
Quasimodo.
Introduced as Quasimodo. Introduced as a dude that's getting stones thrown at him by little fucking bastard kids. And then we immediately get introduced to our female lead who says, "Don't be such bastard kids."
Yes.
And then Quasimodo runs off. And
one of the female leads.
One of the female leads, yeah.
It's easy to get confused at this point.
Rich and varied cast.
Yes.
So we're very quickly introduced to our leading folks. Some really shit acting across the board, mate. Some of the worst I've seen so far.
Yes, mate. There's the mayor, played by Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah.
Yes, he's dog shit. Yeah.
Who looks like a man who has a nose growing on top of a nose, growing on top of a nose, with various tumours coming out of it.
Yeah.
He is one ugly motherfucker.
Yeah.
Covered in grease.
Yeah. There is a woman who he is married to, who should... I don't know, I was going to ask you, Wilson, when I was watching this, I thought, how does she rate on your freaky face mask chart? Because you gave Brendan Fraser quite a high score for having a rubbery face.
Yeah.
How does she rate? Because she looks completely disattached from that skin.
Yeah, she does a bit, yeah. I'd rate it a 7 on the Brendan scale.
It's a pretty good 7 on the
Brendan
Brendan scale. Who else have we got? We've got
Jack Malone, or is his name.
Is this our hero?
This is our hero.
The world's most handsome man ever.
Quite handsome. Also,
ridiculous.
I've got in my notes, fake Sean Connery.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. The personification of the 70s in terms of wardrobe and hair.
Fuck me, yeah.
I bet he wears Old Spice.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Probably still wears that jacket now.
Yeah.
And Templars want to watch them shins around those flares.
Fucking too
unbelievable.
Right. Absolutely.
He just runs past them and knocks them down.
Just in case anyone was worried that they wouldn't be aware that we're in the 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, that fear is allayed by that jacket.
Yes, mate. And I don't know what car he's got, but that car is fucking shit.
Yeah.
There's no way to describe that car other than someone tried to make a 4x4 out of cardboard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, that's it.
We've got the mayor's henchman, who looks like some kind of Spanish eagle.
Right.
Those eyebrows are incredible.
Yeah.
You could lean on them by accident and apologise because you'd think it was a camera. Those eyebrows are incredible.
Yeah, so we're fucking getting smashed with information early doors here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the next thing I know, our lead female's been introduced to us as a love interest for our hero. They have like a mysterious romantic past, and she delivers a line literally 2 minutes into their sort of reconnection, and she says, "If only you knew how much I love you, Jack." Well, you've just fucking told him, love.
Exactly, yeah.
So of course he knows, and then they start banging.
Yeah,
in the ruins.
You were to do the fireworks for this thing, but do you want to go have a quick shufti in the graveyard?
Yeah, and of course he says,
they're like, there's fireworks here, but the real fireworks are around the back.
And then our mate Quasimodo starts watching him, which is all a bit weird.
It's all a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, if it's the sort of thing he's into.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm just a graveyard keeper. That's not.
That's not okay, is it?
I'm not less worrying though, am I?
No.
Quasi.
No.
Can you fuck off, please?
I'm a bit worried that we can only see him from like his torso onwards.
Yeah, exactly. And
what's happening underneath?
Ooh.
No, don't worry. I just work here.
Oh, we just came here to look at the old ruins.
Murdo understands everything. But you don't know where you're standing. You're new here, and the mystery lies under the ground.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? What mystery?
The dead. They were burned right here.
They're resting now, don't worry. They'll never know we're here.
Resting? Not after having their eyes burned out. Don't you know the legend? Tonight.
A stupid legend. Who cares?
They return tonight. They promised that they would.
And immediately after he does his little bit of watching, he gives us the exact same exposition as the mayor's just given us over again.
That we've already seen in the flashback anyway.
Yeah. So that's 3 times we've been told now.
Yeah.
In the first, 15, 20 minutes.
Here's a Templar. Here's where they're buried. Sure, nothing will happen.
It'll be all good, mate. It's all good. That was 500 years ago, exactly.
Yeah, enjoy it. 500 years ago, exactly tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
Nothing will happen.
Tonight's the night that nothing will happen.
Yeah.
Promise.
All good.
So, what have you got planned for this weekend?
This is a good episode. I enjoyed it. What's on next week, Wilson? Yeah, so let's have a look.
He does actually say, in all fairness, compared to the others, he says they will rise tonight.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
Just drop that bomb.
But, bit contrived.
Oh,
Wilson,
Jesus.
mind your mouth.
Sorry,
your
listeners.
mother doesn't listen to my episodes.
Hey, so then we follow the Quasimodo type chap after this, and he's having a creep around the super spooky cemetery. We can tell it's super spooky because A, it's now dark, and B, there's dry ice.
You got to crack that fog machine on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then the coffin lids start opening, and the Templars start rising.
Yeah,
100% the cliche moment of the week. This because it's like a Meatloaf music video slowed down.
See, having rewatched this, I thought that scene was shit. In the original, it's handled so much better because a woman has run away from a kind of semi-abusive boyfriend.
Yep.
And she's kind of camping out and she's made a fire for herself.
Yeah.
In the old chapel. So she's kind of asleep and obviously walking around in her underwear.
Right.
And they're all kind of rising up. She can't hear it outside sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got a nice cut back and forth to go through. This is just a really, really long sequence.
Yeah, it is.
Of fireworks going off and then...
Yeah, it feels slowed down as well. It feels half-paced, literally.
Yeah, the original went real slow with them, especially when they're on horseback and stuff. Here it feels really drawn out. Yeah. Like a Meatloaf music video. In the original, it was spooky as shit.
Right.
So it's lightning has not struck twice on this one.
No, it doesn't sound like it.
No.
Doesn't sound like it. Are you captivated by this viewing experience so far, Wilson?
What?
Wilson, at this point, I think, had probably decided that as it's his first time he's been on Dailymotion in 10.5 years, he'll explore and see if they've still got episodes of TNA Impact from 2007.
They do, yeah. You'll have this like Shark Boy and Curry Man.
Oh, those were the days, eh?
Yeah. Bloody hell. And Pac-Man Jones.
Pac-Man Jones, goodness me.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the quote of wrestling references for this week.
Probably not, we're not even a quarter of the way with this film yet, and I'm already...
Well, no, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. We nip off after the Naff Cemetery bit to sex scene DOS of the film, which is a dodgy mustachioed guy essentially forcing himself on a blonde woman until she just says, "Oh, fuck it, fine, whatever." And then the sort of Templars sort of slowly surround the farmhouse, and it cuts outside to them surrounding it at
They're
daytime.
taking off on horseback, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's in slow motion horseback. And then we cut outside to the Templars travelling towards them, and it's daylight. Then we cut into the house, and it's night.
I think we should assume at this point that obviously day for night shooting wasn't what it used to be when you had £5 to make a film.
No,
in 70s Spain.
No,
so just shoot it in the daylight. Just all good.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a poor effort all around. It was not the best.
No, it was not the best.
You'll be able to name it, but there was that music video by the Pixies where it's just someone down a cliff, and it was like literally a 10-second clip that they slowed down to 4 minutes.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Was it Where Is My Mind? It might have been.
It might have been. Yeah.
I think it might have been. Yeah.
This is it. That's what we're watching, and I think like the way this goes out, it must be at least 4 or 5 minutes of.
It feels like that, but it's only a couple of minutes.
It feels like it's edited by my cat.
Yeah. The film felt really long, but what is it, like 73 minutes?
Yeah.
Just over an hour.
It felt like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but that's why we only had about 43 minutes worth of original footage. We had to slow it all down a bit.
I was sat there watching it last night thinking, fuck me, this is long. And then at one point, the disc flipped at the hour mark, and I thought, Christ, there's only been an hour. Fucking hell.
I feel like I've been sat here for 3 days.
What you should have done is played it at twice the speed, because the soundtrack also sounds like it's been slowed down. So I'm wondering if it's actually, if it's sped up, that's how it's meant to be watched.
Maybe.
We'll see what happens.
Maybe.
We'll have to get it on VHS to experiment, lads.
Yeah, let's not bother.
God, here we go again.
I don't know if I want to be part of that experiment. Let's just not. Let's just
not
say.
Even I can be bothered for that.
No, fuck that shit, mate. So let's have a look. So the quick shaggins just in time for the mustachioed dickhead to get tagged out by the Templars, pulled through a window.
Yes, mate. Promptly after. Don't go near that window, though.
No.
Stupid bitch. No, seriously, don't go near that window. And then open the window, put your back to the window. It's fine. Stick your head out the window.
Yeah.
And the Templars have this cheeky little look where they're like, no, back up. Which is quite fun. And I just let him open the window, even though they're blind, but whatever.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Is that your father?
He has a key, it can't be.
Or a neighbor?
They've all gone to the festival.
Are you sure?
Oh, for God's sake, hide yourself.
You better see who it is. Go on.
Keep it out. Don't open it. Don't. God, no. God, no.
Fuck that. So I was absolutely convinced at this point that she'd get tagged out as well, having just had sex, which, as we all know, in films of this ilk means you're about to die.
I think that's a different law back then.
Yeah, apparently so.
I think this is pre-rules, isn't it?
Yeah. She gets away and becomes part of the narrative ongoing.
Yeah.
When she goes to find she happens upon some dickhead,
some random dude with a phone
right in front of him, and says, "The Templars have risen," in that exact accent, and he says, "No, they haven't. That's stupid.
That's silly."
And then he suddenly sees the Templars coming after her.
Oh, she shows them the dead horse.
Oh, that's right. She shows them the dead horse, and then he's
with
like,
a crash zoom.
Yeah, and he's trying to ring everyone, and it just cuts to like various people, like the mayor and the sheriff, all just not answering the phones because they're getting pissed.
It's fine, they'll call back.
Yeah.
That's because you're not answering the phone.
So yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah, straight onto page 2.
Yeah.
Easy. So yeah, I mean, what was your thoughts, Dave? Because what I'm quite curious to know is, obviously you really like the first film, I guess.
I did really like the first film. Like, don't get me wrong, the first film it's 70s exploitation trash.
Yeah.
But as we know, if you watch enough of these things, then now and again you do come across one that's actually quite...
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Quite reputable. And this one has gone down kind of like as a cult sort of sensation.
Yeah.
And the sexuality to it was quite... charged might be the word.
Yeah,
like it's quite an aggressive film and quite assertive in what it wants to show and stuff like that, and wants to imply. and the Templars were really nicely done. It took a lot more time with it. Like there's beautiful tent scenes where, like I say, when they're coming out of their graves and the woman's asleep, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And they finally creep in around her. When she stops moving, they stop moving, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then when she moves again, they kind of follow after her, sort of thing. So you get a lot of nice tent sequences where you have to move in between them.
Yeah, for sure.
This one kind of bins it off, apart from a couple of sequences later on, which are kind of cack-handed versions of the originals.
Right.
Which is a big shame.
Yeah.
Because obviously, you know, just looking at a Templar, you think that should be a horror icon.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And if the films had carried on, you know, being as good as the original or getting better, then they would have gone somewhere, I think.
Yeah.
Because all you have to do is Google image search The Blind Dead, and you get so many amazing iconic images that you think you should recognise.
Yeah.
Like with them coming out of the water in a third one, and I'm in a ghost ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I mean, how did this film make you feel in comparison to first? You know, is it detracted from your appreciation of the original, or
it's not? I know I keep the original in quite a special place.
Yeah.
But this one made me stop watching the franchise.
Yeah.
Even though the last two, I think they're handled by same director, but it's a different production group, and they're quite different. They go in different directions. It's basically a themed horror film.
Yeah.
With the Blind Dead in it, sort of thing.
Got you.
But this stopped me in my tracks and stopped me from dropping a lot of money on that big DVD set.
Yeah.
Because I thought, well, okay, we've lost a lot of what made the original great.
Yeah. I just wanted to grab your thoughts really as we're sort of going.
I can appreciate bits of this film.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of we're all unanimously united that this is not a very good film.
No, it's not a very good film. No, and I guess the next bit in the narrative I think that we get up to is our hero gets beaten up for no reason.
Making moves on that masked lady.
Yeah, I'm about to say he's making moves on the mayor's wife essentially. So
Mr. Potato Head and Spanish Eagle have a go at him.
Okay, yeah.
So it's a 4-1 situation. We have a bit of a brawl. Fake Sean Connery almost gets the upper hand, but the numbers game is against him.
Absolutely.
But then in comes the phone call from the drunk guy.
Get in the middle of the field
about the dead horses and the Templar, and it all breaks up.
Yeah.
And quickly after that, despite the fact that the Templar are moving in super slow motion, they've got the whole town surrounded.
Shit.
Yeah.
And the whole town is literally, well, for the most part, is this town square bit.
Yeah.
They've got the town surrounded in daylight and then also
in night. And what's amazing is that they've got it surrounded except for one convenient little passageway, which they somehow know gets them to safety, although how they actually know that, and there's not just another one of the Templar guys with a bloody scythe or something on the other side. Don't know, but that's their mission.
Yeah.
They've got to get past.
Yeah.
But, I mean, one of the things I found quite disappointing about this film is in like the skirmish that happens between the Templar and the townspeople is that the way they pull the punches, they don't even come close to even hitting each other, never mind you don't physically see anything that comes close to constituting violence, which for a film like this
shit, that bit.
There's just one, just before we get too far into the zombies or whatever coming into the town. There's a scene just before that when they realise shit's hitting the fan. They ring the governor, who's in bed, and he has a weird little like assistant woman, and she mimes and she starts miming randomly.
It's so weird.
What the fuck? What the fuck is all that about?
Weird. And I think it's weird as well because the mayor's taking the phone call from to the governor. He's there, and so's fake Sean Connery. Says his wife, they're like up on a balcony, like watching down while the other townspeople getting killed. And they're like, oh dear. Well, they've been really casual about it. And it's quite, in terms of tone, really misjudged.
The mayor there?
Yeah.
Oh, can you go and wake him up for me? Yeah. No, don't worry about it. It's just some noise. Yeah.
And it's like a problem I started having at this point that I had throughout the rest of the film as well is everybody looks exactly the same, and I had real problems differentiating between characters. Real problems.
I think my problem was I sort of tried to attach to fake Sean Connery to the mayor as like the main characters, and there's others that appear later on, which we'll discuss. And I'm like, well, who the fuck's that guy? Then I suddenly remember, he was in this scene earlier on, but it's just so unnoteworthy. I just forget about him.
There is a tendency in this film of characters just appearing at random and then disappearing and reappearing.
There's 4 people that have a unique look to them, and who get kind of like some established close-ups during a conversation, but there's a lot of characters that get offed or just appear and then disappear that don't have any establishment.
Yeah,
so I think almost come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
like, when did that kid appear?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly that,
there's a guy called Bert, who I've got in my notes a lot later on. Who the fuck is Bert? But I'm sure he's all over these scenes. But you just don't notice him.
I think the way that these characters are introduced and dropped and re-brought back in might have been this. You might have found what gave Jeff Goldblum his inspiration for his role of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, because like everyone's just doing the fucking Jeff Goldblum thing. They're just there, for no reason.
Yeah, just wander on, just talk enough so they can't edit you out. Wander off again,
talk enough so they can't forget about you.
Exactly.
John Hannah in The Mummy.
Yeah.
There's also a really weird scene within the skirmish down below where one of the Templar just decides to impale himself on a wagon.
Yeah.
And I think he's sort of like running towards someone.
Oh, there's a woman under the wagon.
Yeah, there's a woman under the wagon. So instead of actually making any change in direction of his movement, he just goes.
He is blind though, so he wouldn't have seen that spear.
Yeah, but saying that, so if he's blind to that, then how have they been able to get through the walls of the town to get in? Why aren't we just like outside, just like walk into a wall? Like,
see, there's a 30-minute expanded version where it's feeling along the outside of the wall.
Yeah. I feel like we're overthinking it, aren't we, lads? There's just no explanation for this.
Just like other town signs are in Braille for some reason. But they thought, oh, this is great. This would be great PR for the blind community.
What's that say? Pueblo, that way. Right.
Fucking hell. Yeah, so there's a lot of bumbling around and quite badly done fight scenes.
Yeah.
And then sort of while this is all kicking off, the mayor decides that he's gonna rob a safe.
Is that the governor?
No, the mayor.
Yeah, the governor's the one in bed.
Governor's still in bed.
The mayor is our greaseball.
The mayor,
potato head.
the mayor is a sort of very early iteration of Paul Bearer in many ways. And he just fucking robs a safe, stuffs it in his bags his urn, you know, and that's he holds that and clutches it for the remainder of his time on this film.
He does,
Very strange.
Very strange.
So our main characters are able to escape through this one passageway.
Yeah.
And there's a
they go to a church. They escape. They escape to a church, don't they?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, they get to a church. There's a bit of faff. They get to a church, and the dickhead mayor starts trying to influence people to undermine the leadership of fake Sean Connery. Yeah. There's a little bit of that going on.
Yeah, because fake Sean Connery is the only one with a plan, while the mayor's just bumbling around.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So some of the Templars surround the church, and some of the gang attempt to dig their way out, I believe.
Oh, I love a bit in the church where the Templar look like they're trying to get in, but through one of the boarded up windows. But all they've done is they've got a saw through, and they're lightly sawing 1 little inch of it, and they're just running that over and over again. And their response is, "Oh no, they're getting in. Better board up the windows some more."
Exactly. Yeah.
They've only got one saw between 40 Templars.
Yeah.
It'll take them days to get in.
So very fucking odd.
Quasimodo and I don't know her name, the blonde lady who had the disappointing sex with the mustache man.
Monica, I think I've got a name down. I actually don't read that.
Yeah. Well done.
I wrote notes this time.
Well done.
Quasimodo tries to lead her out through a tunnel. Without telling anyone else. So this is good.
Yeah.
So they've just fucked off and binned everyone else off.
Yeah.
It quickly, the group just quickly divides among themselves because the mayor is very quick to go, well, fuck this. I want to get out of here.
You're not safe in here though, mate, alright?
Yeah.
Nah.
I want to get to that car outside, surrounded, with the 400 Templars surrounding it, and get in that car and drive off to, I don't know, Mexico or something. I don't bloody know.
Yeah.
Just across the border from Spain to Mexico.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
In that fucking car.
Portugal.
Yeah, that's Marlowe's car. Have you forgotten we can't use it?
That was before.
Well, how do you intend to get it? It's surrounded.
They're supposed to be afraid of fire. All we need is some torches. And we can make it out of here, Howard.
Yeah, 1 or 2 of us, but not all of us.
That's all there'll be. 1 or 2 of us. You and I.
You mean that the rest aren't going with us, is that it?
We have no choice.
Is Vivian coming?
A woman's too much trouble. She'll get in the way. I think she'd be happier with Jack.
You'd better go alone.
You won't go with me? I can't make it with my shoulder. I wouldn't get to the car alone. But if you come with me, then we have a chance.
I won't go without Vivian.
You think I'm blind, huh? You've always wanted her. Been hanging around like a faithful dog, being her servant, Howard. And just look what happens. She isn't even aware you're around. All she can think of is that stupid American downstairs. Yeah, it's better you stay here and defend her, you idiot. You want to see her in bed with somebody else? Well, you won't have to wait long, bastard.
I think it's better his honor the mayor try his luck to make it. Pass those Templars by himself.
So yeah, he gets tagged out, doesn't he, when he goes out to the car? Is that right?
Well, he convinces
the other dude,
his henchman, whose wife and little girl are with them now.
Yeah,
his wife is on the cover of the disc. I might point out.
Yeah.
She is on all the exploitation artwork, even though she's in it for 2 minutes.
Now, if this is the guy I mentioned earlier on, this Bert,
Yes.
like he just appears and it's like, who's he then?
Yeah.
And he's got a wife and a kid. It's like,
people just get dropped into scenes.
Yeah.
who, what, where, how, why?
It's like you're playing a really weird fucking like video game, and people just keep respawning in your scenes from nowhere, just fucking appear,
just glitching.
Yeah.
So you mean like FIFA?
Like FIFA, yeah.
Which one? They're all the same. But yeah, so Bert gets tricked to go outside by the mayor.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
Bert takes a burning torch with him.
Yep.
Because they might be afraid of fire, but they can't see, so who cares?
Yep.
He makes it to the car, and what happens to him next, I think, is actually pretty savage.
It's the only somewhat decent kill, and the only like really visual kill that we've getting in the whole film.
I quite like this because he's holding up a torch against the Templars while they're surrounding him, and just in the bottom right of the corner is his other hand against the bonnet of the car, and they chop off that hand.
Yes.
Clean.
Yeah.
Once you would think it was that one. It's quite. I don't know whether it's accidental. It's probably accidental, but it's a nice little. Oh, look over that! Oh shit, hand.
Yeah.
And then he promptly gets kind of gutted.
He does. Yeah. He gets just run through repeatedly, doesn't he? Yeah.
For me, this was the best bit of the film.
Yeah, I'd
which
say it's
sort of shows you where I'm at.
Yeah. But the handoff is quite nice. I thought it was quite savage.
Yeah.
What's that idiot doing?
It was the mayor's great idea.
So yeah, they've been killed, and meanwhile Bert's child, she wakes up, is sleeping, and decides, because all children in films are either smart asses or in this case absolutely fucking stupid.
Yeah.
She wanders out into the field of Templars.
Oh, the mayor pushes her out though. I'm pretty sure the mayor puts her outside, doesn't he?
No.
Does he not?
I think she mooches outside, and then he like doesn't shove her or anything, but he's like,
no, yeah, I think the mayor sees her, but he just goes,
he's not going to help her.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so silence. About to say, so the Templars are distracted by the young girl. The mayor tries to get to the car, but the car doesn't start, and he's fucked.
Horror movie cliche moment of the week.
Yeah, for non-starting car.
Sorry guys, I don't want to go with a staple one, but that is.
Yeah.
That's about as nuts and bolts as it gets.
My cliche moment of the week, I think, is kind of intercut with this, and it comes back a little bit to the Quasimodo guy and the other girl when they're trying to get away, and he's digging his way up. And he basically sticks his head up out of the ground, and all the Templars are just there, and they just lob his head off.
Yeah, because the escape route is in the graveyard.
Yeah.
Where they're all from.
So head comes straight off. You can actually see, if you pause it or if you look carefully, you can see the tubing squirting out the blood. That's my cliche moment of the week.
I like the delete scene where the Templar go, well, he's going to come out there in 2 hours, so anyone fancy a brew while we're waiting?
Here he comes.
Yeah.
I quite like the initial scene where the girl is kind of just almost like a stagehand, just pushes her out the door, and apart from the bad dubbing, it kind of looks like they've not actually told her what she's going to do out there.
Yeah.
Like she's never seen any of the guys in costumes outside.
Yeah.
Because they push her out and she's like, what
the fuck, yeah.
What?
That's quite nicely done, yeah.
The only line to say is like, "Daddy, are you out here?" sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Where are you, sort of thing. And they've not told her what's going on. I think that's quite an unpleasant scene.
Yeah, it is, yeah. And it's, as I say, it's going back to the scene that was it's sort of intercut with, is obviously Quasi's had his head sliced off, and the girl pulls down his body, it's headless, oh Jesus, and then she gets pulled up through the hole, and this is, again, another one, because I want to try and pick some positives out where I can. This bit I thought was quite nice as well, because she's obviously got gutted at the top, and there's just blood running down. Like, the camera doesn't leave the downstairs bit, the blood just runs down, and I thought that was quite nicely done.
It's along with a bit of the car. Dario Argento, is it?
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's that whole subplot though is a bit pointless, though, isn't it? It doesn't lead to anywhere. Doesn't have any consequence to the wider story. It's just there to fill time.
Well, I mean, when we get towards the end of the film, I'll talk about this more. But you could argue that it's not just the subplot that's pointless.
Yeah. Okay.
So, so yeah, the general note I had at this point, because I was sort of reflecting on the film as I was watching it, was all of the death scenes, apart from the one that we spoke about, the car and the bit with the blood dripping through, are so fucking terribly shot. Like, you can't see anything. You can't see a single thing that's going on. And it's just such a waste of time.
I think that's half a point, in that they had very little money to shoot this film with, and they cut corners where they can, which included taking out the only element of the film they needed to keep in, which is the bloody violence.
Now, I'm a bit torn between that, because on the one hand, I could be convinced you're right, but on the other hand, I'm not actually sure the original full cinematic release is available, apart from in one DVD set.
Right.
Because I've seen two different versions, because you know when the mayor eventually gets caught up with and killed, spoilers.
Yeah.
And they kind of surround him, and then there's an awful cut to him just stood there.
Yeah,
yes.
There's a bit where he's supposed to be stabbed with 4 swords at the same time.
Yeah.
This one is where he approaches the car, and it looks like it's missing the shot.
But in a version I've seen, they kind of chow down on him, like they do with the woman in the first flashback, and then they do with the woman later in the film. And I think there's so many different versions that have been chopped by censors. I'm pretty sure there is more gore to go around in a fully uncut version.
Yeah.
I think there's supposed to be more kills in there.
It just doesn't exist, though, does it?
No, that's the problem with it. Yeah.
It does feel like it's been censored, like the version I watched.
Well, something feels very off with it.
Yeah. There's just certain kicks that don't land. Is the problem. Yeah.
What else have we got? I've got a name here, Howard, in my notes. I can't bloody remember who he is, but he's another one of the mayor's heavies, essentially.
Yeah, I think Howard is Eagle Man, isn't he?
Oh, with the eyebrows.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Scaly eyebrows.
Yeah. He tries forcing himself on fake Sean Connery's ex-flame. But fake Sean Connery, very casually, it has to be said, considering attempted rape is going on, walks up to him and punches him.
What are you doing now, you silly nonce? Come here.
Oh, get off.
Come here, man.
Yeah. Don't do that. That's naughty. Stop it.
And they have a proper 70s punch-up.
They do, yeah. Which I noted is there's just a complete lack of emergency, that whole thing. And Howard is killed here. This is another one, another weird one where he's saying about different edits and different censorship. So when he's basically punched and he lands against the wall, and something has stabbed him because he's impaled.
In the version I saw, they're having a punch-up, and they knock a rack of spears, which is in a church.
Right.
And the spear lands like that on a table. And in the version I've seen, there's explicit cuts to that. It cuts like 3 or 4 times during the fight.
Right.
And then they're kind of wrestling towards it.
Well,
so you didn't have that?
In my version on Dailymotion.com, no, I didn't. No.
Okay, all right.
He just he falls against the wall, and that's it.
Fair enough, yeah.
And suddenly I'm reminded of all things of the former Sky One soap Dream Team.
Which I used to fucking love, by the way.
Do you remember Carl Fletcher?
Yes.
The way he died, he was having a fight with like one of his managers, and the manager pushed him against an exposed coat rail.
Yeah,
it was like landing sideways. He got impaled on that. So
the coat rail. Sky One, mate.
Yeah.
Didn't just bump against it. Like, oh fuck, you dickhead!
Yeah.
Literally full on impaled by a coat.
It was forward impaled like.
God.
And that's how the main character for about 9 years died on Dream Team. Anyway.
Fuck me. Alright, fair enough. So Mayor's down, all the henchmen are down. Little girl is still outside.
Yeah.
Mooching around.
Yep.
Well, she's not mooching around, is she?
Well, she's mooching around a little bit. She's just kind of like moving against walls. Very slowly.
Obviously, her mum has woken up at this point. And was like, where the fuck's my kid?
Yeah, she was here a minute ago.
Yeah.
Yep. It's not the best parenting, is it?
No. Then Jack turns up and he's like, right, well, there's literally fuck all of us left now, and they don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
Hunchback and What's-Her-Face have disappeared. And it's Jack's turn to go outside and try and save the little girl.
Yeah.
So he goes out. Does he go out with a flaming torch?
Yes, I think so. Or is it the mother that's the flaming torch?
No, what happened was he goes outside, he creeps along and he saves her, but they notice when he reaches her, the Templar do that, they're there.
Yeah.
So what the girl's mum does, she gets the torch and brings attention on herself.
Yes.
And sacrifices herself.
Well, she's right next to the door.
I say quite nobly sacrifices herself for her daughter, but they're walking so slowly because, slow motion, all that shit, she could have easily just walked back into the building. She could have hopped there.
Yeah. There's a weird bit there that I think is a misplot point or something, I don't know why, but the little girl is pinned to the door with a knife.
Yeah.
Did the mayor do that to try and draw them to her and keep them off him or something?
Or did the Templars do that?
I think this is another bit of another bit of a censorship because, like I said, the mayor, there's a cut where the mayor's looking as though thinking, little girl. But point attention to her. And I can escape. But let's say the dagger appears from nowhere.
The Templars did it as bait. I can't really tell.
I mean, I couldn't tell. It could be either. But
there's nothing to tell that there's nothing suggested in the plot before then to suggest that they are intelligent enough to do that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
My assumption was that the mayor did it, but I don't know because it doesn't fucking show you, does it? So I've no idea.
But it spurns some of the greatest dialogue in the film, which is, "Can you move? No. Can I help you? No.
Just leave me here. I'm fine.
What's wrong?" Shakes head.
Want to go with me?
No.
Yeah, great, well done.
Oh, knife, close upon knife. Okay, right.
Not giving me much to work with there. Yeah, just really poor stuff, mate, throughout. And like by this point, I mean, I didn't look right. I didn't like the first half of the film. No. I'm not going to pretend I did, but I was sort of going along with it first half. And I don't know what happened when I got onto video 2 of 2 on Dailymotion, but it fucking all like
just that tea break in the middle ruined everything.
It just all fell apart, mate. And I just struggled to. I didn't know who was where. I didn't know what was going on. Like stuff with a knife, the stuff missing. I couldn't concentrate because things just were inexplicable throughout, and it just got worse and worse and worse. And built to a crescendo with the ending where I very nearly launched my laptop out the fucking window.
Crescendo, eh? Well, let's get on to it. Is this where they explain that the Templar should return to their graves by dawn?
Yeah.
And then it gets to dawn, or it's sort of night, but it's day, it's day for night, whatever. It's close enough to 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And they don't return. You know, they've all stood outside there looking all imposing, I guess ready to pounce at any moment. So all we have left of our group now are Jack, fake Sean Connery. We have his love interest, Vivian, and we have the girl. And they escape and they start sneaking past. Oh no. I should mention that in order not to spook the young girl again, they blindfold her. And they tell her specifically not to remove the blindfold. So
blindfold.
You can guess what she's about to do in a moment. So they start creeping past, heading towards the fuck out of town. When the small girl starts thinking, I wonder what's beyond this blindfold.
I can't remember what happened about 5 minutes ago. What's out here?
Yeah. So she takes it off and she gives a blood-curdling scream, and you're thinking, oh, you fucking fucking idiot.
We've just given the game away, yeah.
Yeah, but it's all for naught because it turns out the Templar's dead.
Yeah. I think there's a bit, I think it's literally a bit where, I don't know if it's the guy or the woman, I think it's fake Sean Connery, who literally pokes one of them and it falls over.
Yeah.
Fuck me, I nearly lost my shit.
I did. And then there's a bit where they keep cutting to clearly the same 3 or 4 people in costumes but at different angles. A Templar just slowly flump into the ground. Yeah. And they do this shot like, I think the director went, that looks really fucking cool. What if we did it again 8 times?
Yeah.
Did you guys bring the crash mats? No? Right, well, we're going to have to figure something else out then. They can't just fall over, can they? Right, go down slowly.
So slowly make sure you're going to rest on your elbow and then so the rest of your body can go down so you don't have to take off, so you don't injure yourself as you're doing it.
You've got arthritis and you need to get down on the floor for a picnic.
Yeah, so they all slump down and then they walk into the sunset and that is the fucking end.
Yeah, like
for fuck's sake.
That's what I meant earlier on when I said it wasn't just the subplots that were for nothing. This entire experience was for nothing. Like, just fucking rubbish. Like, A-level student films would have done a better fucking job than that. Like, just horrible shit,
original experience with the ending was even worse than yours. Count yourself lucky. You know when me and you watched Eden Lake and you weren't having a nice time?
No, I wasn't.
And the DVD glitched. And it was just some woman in a room screaming. And then the film ended. And we didn't actually know what the ending was.
Yeah, exactly.
And you just ran upstairs to have a big shit or whatever.
Yeah, that's
and I was left there feeling a bit awkward in your mum's house.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know whether you were mad or something.
It was just horrendous, Bad times.
My original disc skipped, so they left the church. And then the whole thing sped up really fast, so I couldn't see what was going on. And then they were just walking off into the sunset.
That's better in a way because
and I was watching it with a group of people. Like,
at least you skip the bullshit in between, I suppose.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Dave, why?
It's the point of the podcast. We have to get some shit ones now and again that are enjoyable.
Yeah, well, that's true. I'm getting you back. I'm getting you back for this, by the way. I'm gunning for you for this. And I'm gunning for you for the fucking Wicker Man. I've been too nice to you both so far. Absolutely. No, too nice. Next time around, you motherfuckers will see some shit. Let me tell you. I don't know if it'll be as bad as this, though. I think that's impossible.
To be fair, though, mate. House on Haunted Hill.
Ah, come on. It had its entertaining moments.
You know, mate.
Yeah, it was alright. Yeah, it was fine.
I had to check myself for a pulse halfway through.
Well, you didn't show any popcorn ratings, mate. Just saying. Oh,
didn't it?
No, you give it a good rating. You loved it. Well, you didn't love it, but you thought it was all right.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, it's
not a competition.
Bro. No, it's no Jason X, is it?
Well, it's not. No, nothing is.
Nothing is.
Nothing is.
We will never top that. No. Apart from the Wicker Man, obviously.
Well, we shall see. We shall see, lads. I believe.
Blessed beaver cage.
Right, we're clocking in at 48 minutes.
This is going to be our shortest episode since Shark Attack 2.
Should we put some holding music on for 10 minutes?
Still got to figure out how to get clips in this that aren't in Spanish.
Oh, Jesus, yeah, how are you going to do that?
I'll just do my own dub.
Just do your own dub. It'll probably be better.
Yeah.
Just do that.
It'll be alright.
Just do that.
So closing thoughts, Willie. I mean, like, obviously, closing thoughts, Rob.
I've got some thoughts formulated here while Wilson puts his teeth back in. It was just. Yeah, it was that, wasn't it? Like the first half, I was kind of like, oh, actually, this is fucking shit, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like, when the rating was on the wall, when we could only get it on Dailymotion, and I think that kind of put my expectation level at such a point whereby the first half of the film actually pleasantly surprised me. The second half of the film did not pleasantly surprise me at all, and it really did fall off a cliff that second half. And by the end of it, I was just begging for mercy. I was literally just wanting to like throw my computer out the window. As I said, it was really, really tough going in that second half. And anyone who gets through it and feels like they've not wasted their life, they're a better man or woman than I am. What do you reckon, Wilson?
So obviously,
Wilson's crashed. Can we reboot him, please?
Yeah, when I suggested it, I thought it was going to be a piece of piss to find, because when I first got into the series a long time, well, about 10 years ago, the DVDs were like $5 each. I assumed that they'd have gone down to 50p in CEX. I assumed that the torrents would be still good, but then I discovered the DVDs cost a fortune. The fucking torrents had dried up.
Right,
it's just skeletons sat at the
torrents have dried up in general, haven't they? But I mean, this fucking thing's dried up.
And it was one of those ones where it was surprisingly hard to get hold of.
I'm not surprised it's hard to get hold of, to be honest, based on what I've watched. Sorry. It's the first film that I've watched so far that I've thought, if I bought this for 50p from CEX, I'd be fucking raging. Wouldn't you?
This is the first film that's made me question life.
Jesus
Christ.
God
almighty.
Wilson's epiphany.
Yeah. Well, it's a film that happened.
Did happen.
It was made. You did it.
It's not a sequel to The Evil Dead.
No. You shouldn't have did it. You shouldn't have done it. But you did it. And I guess, it's not right. In the words of J-Lo, it's not right, but it's okay.
It's okay that they happen.
Yeah,
it's done now.
I'm going to move on anyway.
In the words of Chris Wilson, for fuck's sake.
For fuck's sake. Oh, Jesus.
Shall we get the shit and popcorn ratings done and let's fuck it if I go to a pub?
Come on, Wilson.
This film's made Wilson drink.
Yes.
He wants to drink alcohol. We'll have to have Weatherspoons for a Captain Morgan and Coke in a minute. Other rums are available.
Right.
Turds, Willie. Turds, go on.
Yeah. Fucking rubbish. 9.
Wow, okay. I was going to expect a 10 there, but that's alright. Yeah. Not literally drowning and choking to death on turds, but unable to move around your apartment for the amount of turds.
You're just merely suffocating. But not suffocating to a point where I actually die.
Okay.
So you have to continue to suffer rather than die.
Like
the release of death.
It's like when 95% of like your windpipe's clogged up. So there's just enough amount of air where you're getting brain damage, but you're still technically alive.
Fucking hell.
9.
This film gave me brain damage but kept me alive. Chris Wilson.
2 thumbs up.
And a popcorn rating 2.
Absolutely. Yeah. Roberto?
Popcorns, I'm agreeing with Chris Wilson, 2. Shit scale, absolute bona fide 10 out of 10.
Wow.
Don't think I'm going to see a worse film than that, although you've not seen my pick for the next block of recordings yet, but I don't think
See, Wilson's going to forget all about this episode as soon as that present gets unwrapped, isn't he?
He is. Yeah, he's gonna call me a word that isn't very nice. As are you.
Friend.
So yeah, what about you, Dave? What are you saying?
I mean, I am partial to a bit of shit cinema.
It shows.
Fucking hell, Dave.
Yeah. Me and Eleanor did sit through Carnosaur 1 and 2, and we're actively seeking out 3 and 4, you know what I mean?
Good luck, let me know how that goes. Is that Dailymotion as well?
No, that's DVD. DVD.
Okay.
No, that's VO.
VO.
Oh, Jesus.
I am the man that enjoyed Lake Placid 5.
There's 5 Lake Placid films?
Yeah, final chapter, mate, or last chapter, it's on Netflix, mate.
And that's the 4th one.
Turds out of 10, I'm going to give it a 9. There's only a handful of vaguely good bits in it.
Yeah. Do you know what it is on the shit scale, this film? It's you go out for a curry, right, and you always have the same curry every time you go. Mid-range, mid-spicy curry.
And then you think, I'm
going to have a fucking hot one.
I'll go for an hot one. Everyone's ripping on me.
Yeah, and then next day, you fucking can't get off the toilet. You basically disemboweled yourself.
Yeah.
And that's how this film feels.
You can't get off the toilet, and like at the other end of the room, you left your tablet, and it just automatically goes onto Dailymotion and starts playing this.
On loop, over and over again.
You're stuck.
Yeah. Exactly that. How many popcorns are you throwing on it?
If you've got a good book going on at the same time, Or if you've got a kick-ass jigsaw going on.
Basically, if you've got something to detract from its existence.
Yeah. Or if you're eating thumbtacks.
Yeah. Right. What if you're actually sitting there watching it on Dailymotion?
I don't know, I won't watch it on Dailymotion. I support physical media.
Well, yeah, if I could buy it, then I would have supported physical media.
You fucking pirates, yo-ho.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yar.
Yeah.
Yar.
So 2 for you as well.
Yeah, 2 for me as well. Yeah, it's not a. Does that make it a bona fide shiter? A 9 and a 2?
I mean, I think that's probably.
Or is it a 10 and a 0? Is that a bona fide?
It'd be 10 and a 1, won't it?
Yeah, we don't think we do zeros, do we?
No,
I think 1's the lowest score.
Oh, fuck, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, I guess the ultimate score for any film based on what we're doing would be a 10 and a 10, wouldn't it? If you had a bona fide shiter,
like Jason X.
Yeah, exactly. Jason X is probably as close as as we've got so far.
But the worst thing you can get is a 10 and a 1.
Yeah.
That's actual filmic purgatory. Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, join us next week for Return of the Evil Dead Part 2.
Dave will be doing that on his own. So yeah, I mean, Chris Wilson's in the chair next, isn't he?
He is in the chair, the big man's chair, the big boy's chair.
Yeah. So what's your film that's going to bring back all of our listeners after this?
I think after the pub toilet circuit film, that was Return of the Evil Dead. I think it's time we got back to pulsating arena rock.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
It's the U2 of filmmaking.
Exactly. We're gonna
Everyone's mums likes it.
All the elements are there.
Yeah. We're going to go big and mainstream.
Oh.
Yeah. You get those really weird drums that go ready because we're going to do The Conjuring 2.
Oh.
Something for the kids.
Interesting.
Something for the kids, the whippersnappers.
And my whippersnappers, the youth and your mum. Yeah. Well, there we go.
And your mum.
And everyone's mum. Shaz would be all over the country too.
Shaz ain't got time to listen to this. She don't give a shit what I'm doing.
You're joking. She not do podcasts.
I mean, I don't think she knows what a podcast is.
Oh, okay.
I'll have a word though.
Yeah,
I'll have a word.
Sue doesn't know either what podcast is. I've tried to explain.
I'll have a collective word, mate.
Yeah, we'll do what we can. Cool. I guess. So yeah, I guess that's it, innit, Dave?
Yes,
do you want to do the last bit?
Yes. So I guess it's goodbye from me.
Fucking it's goodbye from you. Goodbye from me as well.
And it's goodbye from Chris Wilson.
Yeah, goodbye for her.
And we'll see you in 500 years.
Bye.
Bye.
Don't forget, you can follow us and keep up with all our updates at CineMortuary on Twitter, /CineMortuary on Facebook, and of course at CineMortuary on Instagram. I don't know how you do pictures of podcasts, but we're going to do that anyway.